this. You should be generating income when you're on these apps. Clock it. It is diabolical how you spend all these hours on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you're not even making a dime. Make it make sense. Your time is too valuable and too precious to be doing anything for free. You need to be building your business. Every time you log onto these apps, it needs to be for a purpose, not just for consumption, not just to waste the time that you were blessed with, but to be making money. And if you are not doing that, we have to fix it today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not 2027. We've got to fix it today, ladies. Unacceptable. I also want you ladies to understand this. You should be making money while you are asleep, okay? We're trying to build wealth, meaning you can't always be working actively in order to make the money. At some point, you're gonna wanna take a vacation, right? Yeah. At some point, you're gonna wanna spend time with your family, right? Yeah. At some point, you're gonna wanna do self-care, right? You're gonna wanna get 8 hours of sleep, correct? Okay. Well, every time you make money, it should not only be when you're actively working for it. If you are not generating income, even when you are not actively working for it, we have a serious problem and we have to fix it today, not tomorrow, not 2027. Y'all love to use tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes for you. It has to be fixed today. Ladies, you only need one digital product in your store. Just one. That's it. And that one product that you choose to create and sell over and over and over again will change your entire life forever. You guys, I have been making money online full time for 6 years. I started during COVID, okay? Made more money than I ever could imagined. And let me tell you this, you only need one product. There's something that you already know how to do. There's something that you're really good at. Stop selling yourself short. You know how to do something, stop lying. And whatever that is, that's what you need to be monetizing, okay? But the reason why you're not getting it done, let's be real, it's because you're scary as hell and you're still living in fear. Good morning. On my live, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing for years. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years because you're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful, good morning, of people talking about you. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing your dream life from you, okay? Let's be real. You've already done the vision board. Good morning. You already know what kind of car you want to drive. You already know what side of town you want to live on. You already know what kind of vacations you want to take. And you already know how much money you want to leave your children. You know all of these things. You have been praying about it for years. Good morning, Ashley. But every day that you don't live that life is another day that you allowed fear to steal it from you. At some point, you're going to have to stop being scary. At some point, you are going to have to do the thing that you know for a fact will change your life for the better, okay? Now, for those of you guys who have never seen me before, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz, and this morning I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build your online business from scratch. Anybody can do this. Don't you dare say you can't. That phrase, I can't, is forbidden on this live. If you can't help but say the words I can't, go ahead and leave now because I ain't for you. No, I'm not, because you can do anything that you want. But let's be real. You hold yourself back. See, I'm going to tell you the thing that most people are not going to tell you. There's things about you that are getting in your own way, like your lack of confidence, your lack of consistency, your lack of follow through, your lack of discipline, your lack of not prioritizing yourself in your own life. It's you. It is you. Good morning, Jen. You are getting in your own way and we got to fix it. Anywhere there's internet, you can start your online business. So I'm going to assume that you got internet because you're watching this live, so you can do this too. I don't care where you're at in the world. You can do this, but you're going to have to stop getting in your own way, okay? You're holding yourself back and it's got to stop. I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. It would be in your best interest to take notes. Because if I know anything about you, ma'am, you're human at the end of the day, which means you're gonna forget. You always do, that ain't gonna change because life, and stresses, right? But if you write the shit down, if you take your notes, Anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to those notes and get it done. The key word of this live, ladies, is going to be execute. Good morning. You're going to hear me say this word 10,000 times. Thank you, Angela, because I need it to stick in your pretty head. That not only are we going to write it down, not only are we going to talk about it, not only are we going to ask questions, but most importantly, we're going to do it, because that's what you're not doing. Listen, you can go ahead and buy all the courses. Go ahead and buy more and more courses. You can go ahead and watch more lives and go ahead and watch 20 more YouTube videos. Archive everything. But at the end of the day, if you do not execute, if you do not put yourself first in your own life, it don't matter how much content you watch on it, it's not going to get done because you're not executing. We got to execute. We got to execute, ladies, okay? Now, before I get started, if I say anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, go ahead and start double tapping the screen. YouTube, go ahead and thumbs up the live. Believe it or not, the more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives to more people. And there are a lot of women who are getting in their own way. See, they want to blame everybody else too. They want to talk about the algorithms and it's not fair when really it's them. Let's just be real. We are the common denominator in our own life. It's you, okay? So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. They want to quit their job. They want to monetize their knowledge. They want financial freedom too. They want all of the things, all right? Yes, I'm also on YouTube. They want all of the things, okay? So double tap the screen, like, comment, and share. Also, you guys make sure you follow me so you do not lose me, especially on TikTok, ladies. They do steal my videos. They make fake accounts and then they're going to turn around and message you pretending to be me. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. Okay, don't do it because they're coming for you. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat, because if you're ready to learn, I am ready to teach. Ladies, there's no limitation on your greatness except the limitation you put on yourself. So that's why I said every time you sit there and tell yourself what you can't do, you are setting the bar. And some of y'all's bar is -50. It ain't even left the ground yet. We got to build up our confidence, because your lack of confidence is what's preventing you from posting. Your lack of confidence is what's making you so concerned about what people think about you. Confidence is who you think you are, not what someone told you you were, but who you think you are. And the problem is a lot of you don't think you're anything because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. So you don't even think highly of you. So we got to fix it all so that you can get this business and make this money, okay? Good morning. So what is a digital product and how will we build the business? Okay, a digital product, ladies, is something you do not have physical possession of. So think about a movie on Netflix or a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out somewhere in the cloud. You are going to create something to sell. And it can be anything. Please don't overthink, ladies. Some of y'all overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. There's something that you already know how to do very well. And there's something that you're really good at. And whatever it is, that's what you're gonna sell. I told you guys when I first started, I lost 100 pounds. I was a very big girl, okay? And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to eat right. I learned how to exercise. And most importantly, I fixed my mindset and my relationship with food. And so I took all of that knowledge and I turned it into an ebook and started selling that ebook to other people who also wanted to lose weight. And I sold it on YouTube. So anything that you want to do, you can. Stop telling yourself it's stupid. It's not stupid and it's not far-fetched. If you can dream it, you can achieve it, okay? And also, you don't just have to do an ebook. You could do an e-course. You could do workbooks and journals, affirmation guides. You can even do private communities. Private communities have made me thousands upon thousands of dollars for years, okay? So whatever you want to do, you can do. Now, I'm going to give y'all 2 apps, 2. And these apps will change your entire life if you use them. Yes, for fun time, you got to keep the promises that you make to yourself. That's a non-negotiable. If you told yourself you're going to do something, you better do it. All right. Now, these 2 apps will change your entire life if you use them. So not only are you going to download it, but you're going to open it and you're going to use it. All right. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business from scratch. Let me tell you this, ladies. When was the last time you said, I don't care what's going on today, I am going to take 20 minutes and do something for me? Yeah. Some of y'all don't even know because y'all don't do that. You are always doing for others. It's always give, 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 give. At what point are you going to give some of that to yourself? This is why things aren't getting done. You're always putting yourself on the back burner, and then you're wondering why you're not reaching your goals. You're not reaching your goals because you're not putting yourself first. You're allowed to set aside 30 minutes for yourself. You're allowed to set aside an hour, 2 hours. I don't care how much time it is. You're allowed to do that. It's your life. And you only get one life. If you start putting yourself first, guess what happens? Things actually get done. Oh. Stop always giving to others. It's time you give to yourself so that you can finally be happy and finally get the results that you've always wanted. Okay? Good morning. App number 1, Canva, write it down. Good morning, good morning. App number 1, write it down. This is Canva. You will be using this app for everything, okay? So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of Instagram reel templates on there, TikTok video templates. Maybe you want to start that YouTube channel that I tell you to start every day. I am always telling my students, get on YouTube. That's where I started. There's a lot of money on YouTube. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnails and the templates. So the thumbnails, you guys, if you're unfamiliar, is just those pictures that you see before you actually click on the video. This is what draws people's attention to your video in the first place. And we're all getting them off of Canva, okay? And maybe you do want to sell an ebook. That's what I'm going to teach you guys how to make and sell this morning. Canva has thousands of templates on it, ebook templates to make everything look professional and branded, okay? So anything that you need, I promise you, you can get it off of Canva, all right? Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's scary as hell. She knows who she is. She quiet. She ain't saying too much. She taking her notes, but in the back of her head, Lord Jesus, she's like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business, but I don't know. Because listen, I'm not tech savvy. I'm old. And it might be too late for me. Okay. Well, let me talk to you for a second, ma'am. First of all, you woke up this morning. That is a blessing. Okay? Every day that you were blessed with another day means that you were blessed with another opportunity to work on your goals. So use it. Number 2, you are very tech savvy. Don't come up on my live telling no lies. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Because you're on social media all day. True or false? You are liking, archiving, sharing, commenting. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. She said, why are you in my head? Because I already know. I can feel the energy. And number 3, for my ladies on here who think they're too old, what did we say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you can be selling. So get to selling, please. All right? Very good. Good morning. Thank you. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Happy Sunday. We are building our online business. Most importantly, we're building ourselves. Ladies, you can go ahead and buy all the courses you want. But at the end of the day, if you don't set aside time for yourself and do the things you said you're going to do, it's never going to happen. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. Results don't just fall into your lap. You have to work for them. It amazes me how entitled we have become in society. You think you're going to get all these results and you ain't had to do shit. I don't know who sold you that lie, but I'm here to tell you that is a lie. They are lying to you. You are going to have to put in the work. And for those of y'all who don't want to do it, fine, don't. But then don't sit there and complain when you live in paycheck to paycheck. Don't sit there and complain when you're talking about how depressed you are. Do not sit there and complain and talk about how anxious you are and how frustrated you are. Every day you have a choice. You have a choice. You're either going to do what you've been doing, watching, praying, manifesting, wishing, hoping. Or you can make the choice to take 20 minutes out of your day that you do have because you are on social media and work towards your business and whatever goals that you want for yourself. Those are your 2 options, so choose wisely. App number 2, ChatGPT. Good morning, good morning. App number 2 is ChatGPT. This is AI. You will be using it for everything. This is going to make things a million times easier for you, okay? So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Fine, ChatGPT will tell you. Maybe you do want to start your YouTube channel, but you're just a little camera shy and you're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine, ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you gotta do is say the words. App number 1 was Canva. And maybe you do want to sell an ebook, and that's what I'm going to teach you how to make this morning, but you just don't know what to put in the ebook. Cool. What if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, I cannot make this up. It has never been easier than today to start your online business, but you're selling yourself short. You don't even believe you can do this, and ChatGPT is going to do the whole thing for you because you lack confidence. But the reason you lack confidence in yourself is because you never keep the promises that you make to yourself. And every single day that you tell yourself you're going to do something later or you'll start next week, you are slowly eroding your confidence. And that's why you don't believe in yourself now, because you never follow through. So we're going to change it. I gave you app number 1, which was Canva. Good morning. I gave you app number 2, which is ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write it. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. And if you're not taking notes, tisk, 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 and shame on you, because I know you're going to forget. You always do. That's not going to change because life, and stresses. But if you write it down, anything I say that you happen to forget, you can refer back to those notes and get it done. We got to execute. Also, make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. Ladies, especially on TikTok, they steal my videos. They make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you. So do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. My sister-in-law is always sending me messages showing me they done made a new account pretending to be me. I'm telling you what's going on. So please follow me. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel so you do not lose me. I do post videos on YouTube on Mondays and Wednesdays. All right, very good. So you can open up chat. In the search, you can type this in, prompt number 1, write it down. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. I'm gonna say it again. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. And don't you dare wait 10 minutes into the live and be like, Jazz, what was prompt number 1? Because I'm going to ignore you because you could have had it repeated now, but you chose not to, which is fine. But that just lets me know you don't really care. And if you don't care, then why the hell should I? Make it make sense? Put got that in the chat. Yes, I can repeat it. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. You're gonna hit enter. Yes, I am a life coach. You're gonna hit enter, all right? Now, before we move forward, I need you to write this word down. Write it down. This says consistent. Write it down. And then I need you to underline it. And then I need you to circle it 50,000 times because this morning, starting right now, we are going to lock in on the true definition of the word consistent because a lot of you guys are very confused. So I'm going to go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. Some of y'all think consistent means if you feel like it, if you have time. No. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, I need you to be working on your business or whatever goals you have for yourself at least 4 out of the 7. And that could be 20 minutes. That could be 2 hours. I don't give a damn, but it needs to be 4 out of the 7. And don't you dare tell me that you don't have time to do that because you are on social media. Life is choices. You're either going to choose to do what you've been doing, which is watching from the sidelines, hoping, praying, and manifesting, or you're going to choose to actually execute. If you have 20 minutes a day, then just do 20 minutes. I don't care. Just do it. But you have to be consistent. That's the only way this is going to work. Just like you consistently go to work to get your paycheck, yes. Why would you think business, weight loss, school, whatever it is, why would you think that would be any different? Make it make sense. I need you to be consistent. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, let's make consistency easy. Let's go ahead and make consistency easy because life is hard enough, right? Life is life and stress is stressing and then bills is piling up. So let's make it easy, okay? Listen to me. It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do. Because when things don't feel like work, now you have something to look forward to. You have something that excites you, and now you actually want to do it. I want you to go through that list that ChatGPT gave you and only choose ideas that you truly have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something I would love to talk about all day, every day if I could? And whatever that idea is, that's what I want you to do. See, the reason why a lot of us struggle with depression and anxiety is because in 24-hour days, there is nothing set aside of things that you actually like to do. Everything all day is for somebody else. You go to a job that you don't like. You do stuff for your children. You're doing stuff for your spouse. You're doing stuff for your family and friends. You have yet to structure your day with anything for you. Of course you would be depressed. That is depressing. Anyone will be depressed. But when you start penciling in things that make you happy, now you have something to look forward to. Now you're excited. And you can build a business around that. So please do yourself a favor and only choose things that you truly like to do. For my ladies who live a healthy lifestyle, okay, I've lost 100 pounds. Let me ask you this. Isn't it so much easier to eat healthy foods when you eat healthy foods that you actually like to eat? Yeah, it is so much easier to be consistent. I hate watermelon. I hate the smell. I hate the taste. It's disgusting. So I'm not going to try to force myself to eat watermelon because I hate it. But I love pineapples. I love blueberries. I love grapes. So it's so easy for me to eat fruit consistently because I only eat fruits that I like. Stop torturing yourself. Stop forcing yourself to do things you don't like to do. That's why you can't be consistent. She says, same. I hate watermelon. It's disgusting. I don't know how people eat it. Okay? So please, only choose things you actually like. It's really that simple. Okay? Now, before we move into prompt number 2, I need you to write this down. This is critical. If you don't remember anything else I say this morning, I need you to remember this. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down. Money flows where energy goes. She said, I love watermelon. Only ones would see. Oh, no. As soon as you cut it open, that smell. Oh, God. No. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. If you're anything like who I used to be, you are giving all of your energy to any and everybody. You're an energy vending machine. You're giving all of your energy to your husband, your partner, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your family. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You are giving all of your energy to your friends, to celebrities and their drama and social media. And by the time you sit down to work on something for you, you can't. You can't. Because you gave all your energy away. and now you don't have any energy for yourself. And that is why you feel drained. That is why you feel frustrated, resentment, anxious, and depressed. Because you keep giving all of your energy away. And let's be clear. Most of these people that you are giving all of your energy to are grown, able-bodied adults. We're not even talking about your children right now. We need to stop doing that. Because if they were reciprocating the energy back to you, you wouldn't feel drained. You wouldn't feel frustrated because there'd be reciprocity. They give, you take, you give, they take. But you're the only one giving. And that's the problem. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her problems. It makes you human. You matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, you are going to start telling people no. The answer is no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't need to explain anything to anybody. The answer is no. No, I cannot loan you any money. That is money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot give you any rides. That is time I could be spending on my business. No, I do not want to sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. Shit, I got to fix my own. The answer is no. When you start telling people no, you start telling yourself yes. See, a lot of you guys are trying to pour into other people, but your cup has been empty for years. You cannot pour into people if your cup is not in overflow. But you can't put your cup into overflow if you don't prioritize yourself first. When you get on a plane and they tell you how to put the face mask on, don't they say, put your mask on first before you help the person next to you? Yes, they do. You have to do for you first before you can do for others. So, money flows where energy goes. The more energy you put into yourself, now it's flowing, and now you can give to others effortlessly without feeling drained, resentful, frustrated, and stressed. Okay? Okay, the answer is no. If you're ready for prompt number 2, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. She said, do friends also drain us? Yes, they do. They will. If you're not around the right people, I cannot make this up. There are a lot of energy vampires running around here. Some of y'all got some in your life right now. As soon as I said that, a name already came to your head. They always want you to do for them, but when do they do for yourself? That's a problem. That is a problem. Get rid of them. They're draining you, okay? All right, once you choose a digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in the chat. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. Also, make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. And if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. Believe it or not, there are a lot of women who want to start online businesses too, but they don't realize they're the ones that's holding themselves back. They keep trying to figure out why it's not getting up off the ground. It's not getting up off the ground because they don't even want to set aside 20 minutes for themselves. That's why it's not getting up off the ground. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. Absolutely. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Thank you, Ask Dr. Z. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Okay? You're gonna hit enter. Now, this is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to write your ebook, because ChatGPT literally wrote it for you. It wrote it for you. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. That's it. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you and paste it into your Canva template. So open up the Canva app, in the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's gonna give you thousands of templates. Just pick your most favorite one. And they are all 1000% customizable, meaning you can swap out the colors, the fonts, the pictures, do what you want. You will copy and paste. Now for my ladies who love to overthink, you know who you are, because you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and it's not getting you anywhere. Stop doing that. Write this down. This says KISS, K-I-S-S. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. Stop overthinking. I just need you to make sure your ebook is clean, simple, legible. That's it. Clean, simple, legible. Okay? Once you have copied and pasted and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. She said, did you say Canva app? Yes, Canva. You will download it as a PDF file. Okay? Once you have downloaded it as a PDF file, you will upload it to your hosting site. Y'all better write these down, please. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there, but these are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. If you've got all of that, go ahead and put "got that" in the chat. Let me know you are here and you are present. Let's go, let's go. Good morning, good morning. These are the most popular hosting sites. And for those of y'all just tuning in, thank you, Kimmy. My name is Coach Jazz. I do want to ask you, ladies, when was the last time you told yourself that you're amazing? When was the last time you reminded yourself of how strong you are and how capable you are, how beautiful you are, how smart you are? Some of y'all don't even know. Some of y'all like, girl, I couldn't tell you. That's the problem. That's the problem. Your internal world reflects your external. Okay, don't you ever forget that. If you got chaos going on in this pretty head of yours, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. Your car might be cluttered as hell. Your house might be cluttered as hell. You don't know how to put things back. There's no organization at all. It's just a whole bunch of clutter, because that's what's going on in here. I know for a fact, if you disrespect yourself mentally, you call yourself names, you tell yourself you're stupid, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you, because that's how you treat yourself. I need you to start working on this mindset of yours, because your mindset will either break your confidence or it will make it. When you start treating yourself respectfully and start reminding yourself how amazing you are and start just speaking to yourself nicely, your whole world begins to change. You stop tolerating nonsense from others because you don't even tolerate that from yourself. Now you actually get things done because you truly believe in yourself. You truly respect yourself. You have things going on in this pretty head of yours that is holding you back. And some of y'all don't want to believe that. Some of y'all refuse to accept the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth, and that is the truth. It is you. We are the common denominator in our own life. I need you to start speaking your affirmations. It's not just to be cute. It's because it really works. You may not believe the things that you're saying at first, and that's fine. But the more you say them, the more you will believe them. And when you truly start to believe that you are worthy, that you are capable, that you are smart, that you are amazing, you start to move that way. And then things magically get done. Toxic people just fall off because you don't even accept toxicity from yourself. So you damn sure not going to accept it from others. They just fall off. They eliminate themselves. You don't even have to cut them off. They cut themselves off. So please, start speaking to yourself like you got some damn sense. If you wouldn't say it to a child, then you shouldn't be saying it to yourself. You are not stupid. That's not funny and it's not cute. I hate when people do that. When they'll say, oh, sorry, I'm stupid. I'd be like, what? No, you're not. Why are you saying that? Don't do that. That is not a joke. It's not cute. Okay? All right. Now, these hosting sites, I use StanStore. I love StanStore. StanStore is great, but StanStore is very expensive. StanStore is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet. If you are brand new to all of this, I don't want you on Stan. Too expensive, okay? Instead, I want you to be on Gumroad, Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is you're gonna make money. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you said you were gonna execute. So when you do start generating income, then transfer everything over to StanStore later, because StanStore has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today. Buy now, pay later is taking over. I can't make this up to you. So Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, Affirm, QuadPay is taking over. Buy now, pay later is the most preferred payment option today. People are using them more than credit cards. And no, it's not just poor people, so get that out your head, because there are six-figure earners using buy now, pay later options too. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I know for a fact you will make more. Yes, you will. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad, you will start building your business, and then you will transfer everything over to StanStore later when you can afford it. Okay? So what we just did was we made the ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together and we wrote it, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. Now we have to sell it. We gotta sell it, ladies. And I'm gonna be honest, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half, okay? So we gotta get sales right, or there will not be a business. But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting that ebook and uploading it to our hosting site, that should not take you longer than 2 hours to do. Honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I will give you grace and I'll give you 2. And I don't care how old you are. On this live, age ain't nothing but a number. I don't give a damn. What you're not gonna do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. I don't care if you're 110 years old. No, it does not. You know how to copy and paste because you copy and paste reels back and forth in the group chat, so you know how to do it. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words, we have a serious problem. One problem that you might be experiencing, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know, listen to me, you wanna be a perfectionist, right? So that means everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she'll never get back just to overthink her greatness and overthink her brilliant idea and her $1 million idea. That is you. And then when you do decide to get started, you're gonna take things out, you're gonna put things back, you're gonna get frustrated and irritated and have OCD because it's still not perfect, and then you're gonna give up on it again. Then you're gonna let 3 more months go by that you do not get back just to waste more time overthinking and second guessing your greatness and your abilities to follow through. Then when you do decide to get started yet again, this time you're gonna go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing about it is these people that you're asking, these aren't even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by. and you haven't done shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes that's just what I do best. And I'm gonna hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Ma'am, you are not perfect at all. I am not perfect at all. Nobody is perfect at all. What you really are is scary as hell. You are still living in fear. And what do we say? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. Some of y'all been running for decades. You're so fearful of putting yourself out there and looking stupid. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of failing. And so you hold on to all this perfectionist crap because you're really just scary as hell. But if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, is because we are self-sabotaging. This is all self-sabotage. You are doing this to yourself. This is self-inflicted. This is why I keep telling you, you are getting in your own way. And I know some of y'all don't want to believe that because you're so used to pointing the finger at others, but just know that when you point one finger, 3 point back at you. At the end of the day, this is you doing this to yourself. And the reason why we self-sabotage in the first place is because we have fragile little egos. You don't have your ego under control, and your ego is so terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. If you do all this stuff, you put yourself out there, you try something new, and it doesn't work, no. Your ego cannot handle the feeling of disappointment. So you'll self-sabotage by saying, I don't have time. Because you've convinced yourself that you don't have time. What you really do is protecting your ego from disappointment. If you put in the time and you do the work and it doesn't work, no. You can't handle it. Nope. So you self-sabotage and say you don't have time. You'll self-sabotage and say, well, I know my friends are toxic, but we've been friends for 20 years. I can't end the friendship. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But you self-sabotage and you blame them and you just say, well, we've been friends for so long, because if you really cut the friendship off, you would have your confidence because now you don't have people stealing it from you. And then you would actually get the shit done. But you'll self-sabotage and say, no, we've been friends for 20 years, so I can't. You'll self-sabotage by saying that you're not good enough. You are more than good enough. But you're going to allow yourself to believe that you're not good enough so you don't have to actually try, because if you tried and it doesn't work, no. So you'll just convince yourself that you really can't do it. Self-sabotage. Because you are so fearful of feeling disappointed if it doesn't work. If. The key word here is if. But I'm so confused because you already said that you hate your job. Thank you, Rosebud. You already said that you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of not having confidence in yourself. You said that you were tired of always giving up. Those are the things you said. But every day that you live like that, you are still living in disappointment because there's things about your life that you are not 1000% happy with. I am trying to help you fix it, but we cannot fix it if we do not change. See, you are trying to change everything but yourself. You bounce from one coach to another, you buy one course after another, but you haven't done the one thing that will actually fix it, which is change you. You are the common denominator in your own life. You have not changed you. How can we bring more money into the house if there's no product? How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence if we keep breaking the promises that we made to ourselves? Can't. So you're going to have to change. I need you to just launch the product as is, because that product will never be perfect. I don't care if you spend another 20 years on it. It will still never be perfect. You will launch as is, and you will understand and understand that the more you do something, the better it gets. The more content you post, the better the content will get. The more products you launch, the better the products will get. The longer you run your business, the better the business will get. But it will still never be perfect. So stop trying. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today have gotten better along the years. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. Nope. They were not always doing comedy specials with Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart. They did not have their own production company making movies and TV shows that are now winning Emmys and Oscars. And they damn sure weren't doing wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, netflix.com. You had to make a list of all the movies you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch the DVD as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next one off your list, you had to mail that DVD back. They did not wait for the perfect technology and software. They launched with what they had and what they could afford. And as they continued to grow their business and acquire more customers, the business got better. The technology got better. But it's still not perfect. We all still have complaints. True or false? So I don't know why you think that you can skip the messy middle. But you're going to have to reel that ego on in a lot, because Netflix is $1 billion company. Amazon too, Tesla too, and they all had a messy middle. So why do you think you don't have to have one? Make it make sense. I'm not understanding. You will get better along the way too. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. Listen, I already know and I have accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I am not the business coach for everybody, because I'm going to tell you the truth about yourself. Believe it or not, most people don't really want to hear the truth. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Most people are just looking to complain and vent to anyone who's willing to listen, but they really don't want any solutions to their problems. You probably know people like that in your life today. And shit, that might be you. But I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I'm here to make you aware. I'm here to tell you the truth. Because once you become aware, now we can actually fix the problem, which is you. See, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have some confidence in yourself, but you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you make to yourself, but you make the choice not to. You choose to watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. That's a choice. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you make to yourself so you can finally have some confidence in yourself for once, but you make the choice not to. You choose to scroll social media, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. These are all choices. And the reason why we choose to distract ourselves is because we are trying to escape. This is escapism. And the reason why we try to escape is because there's things about our life that we are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you being a grown woman and fixing it, you run from it. But let me ask you, is that working? Is it? I don't know you yet. Is it working? Is what you're doing working? Are you getting the results that you want? Are you truly happy? Are you excited to get up out the bed every day? Because if the answer is no, then that means it's time to fix some things. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if it's not working, if you're not happy, if you are not getting the results that you want, that means it's time to fix it. It's time to change some things up. Instead of trying to escape a life that you are not 1000% happy with, how about we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So, this is what you're going to do today. Today, you are going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. You're not going to start and stop and come back next week because we already know how you do. You're not coming back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, please go ahead and put clear in the chat because respectfully, there is no point in talking about sales if you don't have nothing to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Welcome. Happy Sunday. We are building our online business. Most importantly, we are building ourselves. I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we have got to get this right, or there won't be a business. But I also got to keep it real with you. This is where most people fail. They fail at sales. That's why you'll see people with 1,000 ebooks in their store and not one sale. Because they didn't learn how to sell. Before you run away and you say, well, Jazz, they failing at it because it's hard. No. Actually, sales is not hard at all. Sales is very easy. But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to actually sell something, we have to first fix what we think about sales. See, some of y'all are terrified of selling because you're saying things to yourself like, well, Jazz, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm being annoying? What if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, well, let's go ahead and fix all that. First of all, selling is not begging, okay? Selling is solving. That's it. People have a problem and you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out of your head right now. She said, you are hitting with flow. I finished one short story today and launched Imperfection, but life is distracting me to evolve. We gotta stop it. We gotta stop it, okay? So selling is not begging. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to remind people of your products and services and how you can help them, because guess what? People are human and they're going to forget. Ladies, People are living their own lives. Life is lifing and stress is stressing for everyone. It's not that they don't want it, it's that they forget. They don't remember. People are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed, true or false. You have to remind people consistently so they can even begin to remember, because they will forget. Why do you think I keep telling you to take notes on this live? Because I already know you're gonna forget. You always do. That ain't gonna change. So I'm telling you to write it down so you can still get it done. Why do you think I keep repeating myself and telling you that the key word of this live is execute? You have heard me say that word about 20 times so far. Why? Because psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. You have to remind people or they will forget. You do not have a choice. You think posting once a week is going to make someone remember who you are, what you do, and how you can help them? Girl, please. Please. Stop gaslighting yourself. No, they will forget. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to get 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. So even though everybody knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend money with them every single month, they still remind you consistently that they exist. Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one. I see them all day. I see them right out my window. They didn't have to paint their trucks blue and put their logo on them. They could have left them white. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, your brain remembers Amazon. Save more with Prime. Look at their packages. You can't even go down a neighborhood. You can't even enter a mailroom. All I see when I go downstairs is Amazon packages all in the mailroom, all over. They didn't have to put their logo on them boxes. They could have left them blank. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their packages, which is every day, your brain thinks Amazon. Now, let me ask you, do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think that they're worried about you thinking they're annoying and unsubscribing from Prime? Do you really think that? Girl, please. They know you're not going nowhere. How do they know that? How can they be so sure? Because they know they have a problem. They have a solution to your problem. That's how. They know you're lazy and they know you want convenience and they got you covered. So every single month, you will still spend money with them, no matter how many times a day you see Amazon. True or false? For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I have been on this internet for 6 years. You might have found me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. I am all over the internet. How is it that I'm able to consistently show up and talk about Glow Up Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm being annoying or begging them for money? How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to learn how to start their online business. I teach them how inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to learn how to change their lives and put themselves first so that things actually get done. I coach them and mentor them all inside of Glow Up Academy. Women want to learn how to become confident in themselves and stop caring what people think. I work with them side by side, all inside of Glow Up Academy. If people unfollow me because I'm talking about Glow Up Academy too much, respectfully, I don't give a damn. They just weren't ready to change their life, and that's okay. The women who join, they are changing their lives. They are sticking to the promises that they made. They are executing, and I am right there with them every single day. And that's all I need. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, ladies, you are going to have the same energy. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? All right. Let's talk about sales. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, put a 1 in the chat. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you do not lose me, because listen to me, they do steal my videos and they make fake accounts and then they turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, and bamboozled on these TikTok streets. Also, I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. I keep seeing this word. A lot of you guys want to start online businesses. You know deep down in your soul you can do this, but in the back of your mind, you are terrified of failing. Okay. What if I told you that a lot of you guys are confused on what failing even means? See, some of y'all think failing is you make your first YouTube channel, you post your first video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers in 48 hours, then you failed. Some of y'all really believe that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. And some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you post your first TikTok video and you don't get 10,000 views in 7 days, then you failed. But that's not failing. See, failing only happens when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I quit. Well, then guess what? Now you have officially failed. But if every single day you just commit to trying, you just keep going, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, you commit to getting better, that's not failing, because you're still showing up. You're still saying, you know what, today I'm gonna put in 20 minutes and I'm gonna do this towards my business. Today I'm gonna put in 20 minutes and I'm gonna work on this. I don't care, I'm still going. That's not failing. See, people always give up before they see the results. This is what always happens. I've lost 100 pounds. Okay, for anyone who's lost any amount of weight on here, you know this is true. Let me ask you, if you just consistently eat less food and you just consistently move your body, don't you eventually get to your goal weight? You do. People will make excuses and they'll try to say, no, there's something wrong with me, it's my hormones. No, it's not. No, it's not. Those are all excuses. That's all self-sabotage. Let's be real. If you just keep going, you know that you will eventually get to your goal weight. The reason why most people do not get to their goal weight is because why? They gave up because they didn't lose 50 pounds in a week. That's why. That's why. But to all of my ladies who have lost weight and have kept it off, you know that this is real. They just gave up. They just gave up. So why would business be any different? It's not. If you just keep going, if you just keep showing up, you're not failing, and you will eventually get to the results that you want. So for anyone on this live who is absolutely terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you did not fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? All right. Sales tip number 1, write this down. Content is king, good morning, and distribution is queen. Content is king and distribution is queen. Now, let's break this down so it makes sense. Let's start with the content is king part, okay? In our content, for those of y'all who do not know, content is just anything that you post to social media, okay? So anytime you post pictures, reels, if you go live, YouTube videos, all of that is content. Everything you upload is considered content. And that's how we're gonna get the word out about our products and services, is through our content, okay? That's how we're gonna let people know that we exist and how we can help them. Content is king because, remember, we have to post consistently so that people will remember. Otherwise, they will forget. Now, one thing, thank you, Jay. One thing that I want to stress is not allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed, okay? One thing I have noticed about people, I used to do this too, the minute you start to feel overwhelmed, you freeze and then you don't do anything because you're just listing off all of these things you have to do and it overwhelms the hell out you and you just give up on it. Some of you guys are not posting content at all because you're camera shy, okay? Maybe you're live shy, whatever the shyness is, that's why you're not posting. I need you to remember, we have to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. I need you to let go of this all or nothing mindset. That's what keeps you overwhelmed and it's not getting you anywhere. Every single day, we're just going to commit to doing something small to get us closer to the goal that we have for ourselves. So if you are camera shy, what I want you to focus on is just sitting in front of the camera and talking to it, not to post. This is just for you to get comfortable with being in front of the camera. You could do 30-second increments. You could do 5-minute increments multiple times a day. You could do this in your car. You could do this while you're cooking your dinner for your family. You could do this while you're cleaning up. I don't give a damn. I just need you to do it. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time, because the time that you were spending on social media is the time you could be committing to this and getting better. Remember, every day you have a choice. The more you sit in front of the camera and start talking to it, the more comfortable you start to be in front of it. Now you don't feel awkward or cringe anymore because now you're comfortable. Once we have gotten to that point of comfort, now we're going to commit to posting just one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just once a week. You can do it. Yes, you can. Once you get comfortable and you get into the flow of posting one video a week, now we're going to up it to 2. Once you get comfortable with that, then we'll up it to 3. So always remember, we're going to crawl before we walk and walk before we run, because the minute you start to feel overwhelmed, you don't do anything. This is why I stress this to my students, okay? All right, so this content is king. Now, the distribution is queen parts. Not only will we be posting content consistently, we also need to be building at least 3 platforms. Why 3? Because 1 is too close to none, that's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You'd be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're gonna pay them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out, like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. I teach my students that we have to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we have to stay ready. And no, it is not hard to build 3 platforms. The same exact video you post on TikTok, you'll throw it on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. It takes an extra 5 minutes. I do it every day. I promise you it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's your choice. You have a lot of options. I do always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you're always on TikTok, just start a TikTok. Obviously, you love this app so much because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. But I am going to let you know this in case you did not know. YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. There are more people watching YouTube than any other platform. So I am always going to urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not over there? I love YouTube. Yes, I watch YouTube every day. I love YouTube. I listen to the videos while I'm doing my walks, getting my steps in. So please start your YouTube channel. I can't make this up. Now, I do want to talk to the woman who's living in fear before we move on to sales tip number 2. I got to talk to my scary ladies. She's living in fear right now. She ain't saying too much. She quiet. She listening. She taking the notes. But in the back of her head, she's like, Jazz, what did I get myself into? I'm glad I found this live, but I don't know. You're telling me to post content consistently. You're telling me to make an ebook from scratch. You're telling me to build 3 platforms? Girl, I don't know. I want to, but I don't think I can. And honestly, that just sounds really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, I need you to listen to me. The first thing I want you to know is this. I can't convince you of anything. I don't have the ability to convince anyone of anything. So if you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, I'm not going to convince you otherwise. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that making an ebook that AI will write for you and uploading it is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then fine, I'll give it to you. It's hard. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that you hate every single day, living paycheck to paycheck, robbing Patrice to pay Paula, is hard. Crying every day because you are unhappy with the way things are going for you right now is hard. Knowing deep down inside that you are meant for something better, you feel it in your soul and you're not living it, that's hard. And you live like that every single day. And see, that's what fear will do. Fear will convince you that you can't do any of this. But look at what you're already doing. That's harder than this. One thing I've noticed that we as women do, and I used to do this too, we never want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. When was the last time you told yourself that you're proud of you and what you have overcome? Some of y'all don't even know. You don't know? And that's the crazy thing, because life's for everybody. And we have all had moments in our life that were hard as hell. And in those moments, we did not think we would overcome it. No, you sure didn't. You had no clue how you were going to get out of the darkness that you were in. But you did. Because you're still here today. I remember when I lost my grandma, I had no idea how I was going to get through it. She was my world. She pretty much raised me. And when she was gone, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But here I am 10 years later, still living without her, day by day. You don't even realize how strong you are. You don't even realize how resilient you are. And I don't have to convince you of that. You have gone through things. There are people who could never walk a half a mile in your shoes. And every single day you pick yourself up and you keep moving forward. That is strength. That is resilience. And then you're going to sit here and let fear try to convince you that you can't copy and paste some words into a Canva template. Really, ladies? Really? Really? You're going to sit here and let fear convince you that you don't have the ability to record a 20-second TikTok video that you can make faceless and post it. Really, ladies? Really? Really? You're going to sit here and let fear convince you that you can't copy one video from TikTok and paste it onto YouTube and then paste it onto Instagram and build 3. Really? Are we serious right now? You think that low of yourself, but look at what you have already done. And this is why I keep stressing the fact that this is a lack of confidence. This is all this is. Your confidence is -50 because time and time again, you do not keep the promises that you make to yourself. And this is the end result of that. Not even believing that you can do the most simplest things. AI literally wrote the ebook for you. AI will literally script the video for you. All you have to do is say the words. And you let fear talk you right about that. But look at all the things that you have overcome that was 20,000 times harder than this. And look, I don't have to convince you of this because you can see this for yourself. There are people on these apps who are in worse off situations than you. Still showing up. Building their business. There are women on these apps who have more children than you. Still showing up. Building their business. There are people on these apps who have worse health conditions than you. Cancer patients, sickle cell anemia. And despite everything they go through daily, they are still showing up, building their business. There are women on these apps who are down and out right now, living in their cars. And they are still showing up, building their business. If they can do it, why can't you? I know why. Because you refuse to let go of the fear. That's why. And they did. And every year, you choose to let fear steal your dream life from you. That's what it's doing. It is stealing it because you already know what you want your life to look like. You have already sent in the prayers. You have already created the vision board. You know what side of town you want to live on. You know what kind of car you want to drive. You know what kind of vacations you want. You know what kind of freedom you want. You know how much you want in your savings account, and you know how much money you want to leave your children. You know all of these things. But every single day that you let fear steal your dream life from you is another day that you could have been living the life that you desire. Listen, my online business changed my entire life. I cannot make this up. I have been doing this full time for 6 years. I started during COVID. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. I now have peace. I'm not stressing about bills anymore. I have freedom now. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. I have happiness now and confidence. But before all of this, before COVID, girl, I lived a very different life. I used to be miserable as hell. I used to be depressed. I used to have anxiety. I used to be insecure as hell. Didn't believe in myself at all. I used to be broke. I was 100 pounds overweight. I worked a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us, but I bought in back in high school. They told me to go to college and that once I graduate, I'll be able to get a good job with benefits and stability. I'll make more than enough money where I could travel a few times a year. I'll be able to save for a nice house, and I'll be able to put extra money into my 401k plan. So when I get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity and live out the rest of my years in peace. That's what they said. So I believed them. I went off to college, got me a 4-year bachelor's degree. My mom told me to do it. All of my friends were doing it. I did it. Went off to college, stayed in the dorms, did the whole experience. That cost me $40,000. Graduated. 6 months later, I got my dream job towards my degree. And they offered me $60,000 a year. I was 23 years old. I had never made that much money before in my life. I really thought I was about to be rich. I didn't have any kids. I'm like, 60,000? Hell yeah, where do I sign up? Let's go. So I moved out of my mom's house. I had already graduated, moved back home like everybody does. Got my job. I'm ready to move out. I'm ready to be a grown woman and do grown woman things. So I went out and got my own apartment. I didn't stop there though, okay? I had to live the American dream. So I did what all Americans do, right? I went out and got me a car payment. See, I already had a car. And the car was paid off, title in hand. My mom told me not to get that car, but at 23, she don't know what she's talking about. What does she know, right? My car that was paid off, it got me from point A to point B, C, D, E, and F, but it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no tablet on the dash. I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life, right? That's the American way. So I went out and got me a brand new Dodge Charger. It cost me $450 a month. And you couldn't tell me shit in that car. I thought I was too cute. And we all know with the expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. So by the time I paid all my bills for the month, your girl was broke. Broke, busted, and disgusted. There were no trips. Couldn't afford it. There was no extra savings for my 401k. Couldn't afford it. I couldn't even afford to get my nails done. That's how broke I was. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them damn student loans. See, back when I was 23, I thought it was all fun and games. I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back. Everybody has student loans, right? That's the American way. Girl, the government is not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call you. They won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see them tax returns. Because they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any kids, so no dependents, they said I should be able to pay $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400? Yep. That's the price. I said, I can't get on some type of income repayment plan. No. Because guess what? I made too much. See, they don't tell you that. Good old middle class. See, when you're in middle class, you don't get assistance for shit because you make too much. So you are actually broker than poor people. They leave all that out. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every month that I did not pay those student loans, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit was shot. 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. Who's gonna give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. So I'm broke and I have really bad credit. I had one last problem. I absolutely hated my job. Nowhere in that American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I was 23, in my early 20s, even up until my mid 20s, I was very naive. Okay, I was gullible as hell. And I just believe people. I grew up pretty sheltered, okay? So that's my fault, just very naive. And I believe people and the things that they said. When I went into the interview, my supervisor told me that everyone got along in the department. Even though it was a department full of all women, everyone got along. There was no drama and they all just treated each other like family. So I went into the department thinking that was true. I learned in corporate America, there's no such thing as friendships. That is a figment of your imagination. You gotta watch them because see, they're fake as fuck. So they'll smile with you and kiki and caca with you in the break room. That's not your friend. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you. Make it make sense? But they don't like you. They'll go to happy hour with you. They'll even invite you to their weddings and their baby showers. That's not your friend. They will even spend their hard-earned money with you, on you. So for Christmas, they will spend their money and buy you a gift. That's not your friend. They will even do potlucks in the break room for Thanksgiving. So we all sit around a table together and sing Kumbaya, but that is not your friend. And best believe that if you piss the right person off, they will do everything in their power to make every day at that job miserable for you. I have made friends with a woman who was 31 years old. I was 23, and we did everything together. And she really let me believe that I was her friend. She told me multiple times, I was the little sister she never had. And I really believed her. I believed her. And then when we were both putting in to get promoted at the job, everything that I told her in confidence was now in my manager's email. And I was on the most hated list at work. I can't make this up, but it's still my fault. Walked right into it. Didn't know. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands of applications trying to get a new job. Nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you have never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. You are truly blessed. Because I wouldn't wish that feeling of trapped on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trapped feels like no matter what you do, your life's not gonna get no better. That's how trapped feels. So you could try to be optimistic and be positive all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. That's how trapped feels. You can try to work some overtime or get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills, but just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, a couple $100, something always comes and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. It's always something that you got to pay for. You can try to pray about it, but it starts to feel like God is ignoring you because you still got the same problems. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. That's how trapped feels. And I felt trapped for 6 years. You know, I used to pull up at that job and I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every day. I started bringing that job home with me. You ever did that? So what that means is you have clocked out, okay? You are at home. You should be spending time with your family, but you can't mentally be happy at home because you are replaying all of the toxic shit that they did at work. And now you are telling your spouse everything that they're doing. These people are now living in your head rent-free. They have stolen your peace. You can't escape them. I started to have anxiety. Never had anxiety before. Now I got butterflies in my stomach that I can't seem to get rid of. I'm starting to have panic attacks, thinking they're gonna fire me every day. I became so stressed about bills, I couldn't sleep at night anymore. And to cope with all of my depression and my anxiety, my stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but it quickly spiraled out of control, and I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm sharing any of this with you is because if any of my story in any way is resonating with you, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that drains you every single day is hard. Crying because you are so unhappy with life right now is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have any interests. So my life began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, sleep, or drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. Who wouldn't be depressed? I used to think there was something wrong with me because I was depressed. No, that's depressing. Anybody would be depressed. Ladies, there's nothing wrong with you. That is depressing for anyone. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. And that's the beauty with online business. I cannot stress this enough. You can monetize anything. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not far-fetched. You see the darndest things online now. I don't have to convince you of this. How many times have you scrolled on your For You page and you're literally sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are they making money to do this? Because it's just that crazy. I'm gonna tell you how. Because they decided to let go of fear, and you choose to keep holding on to it. I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people that you don't even like than you do with your family who loves the hell out you. You realize that, right? Yeah. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, 2 hours in the car, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break, 11 hours out of my day gone. It's gone. By the time I do get home, I am drained. I am exhausted. I am defeated. You only get a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed, just to repeat again the next day. And let me remind you of this. They don't even get the best version of you. I hope we're clear on that. They don't get the happy version of you. No, they don't. They don't get the peaceful version. They don't get the happy version. No, they do not. They get the stressed version of you. They get the miserable version of you. They get the depressed version of you. That's what your family gets. You put everyone to bed just to repeat it again the next day, just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked, so they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day that you get to do what you want, but Sunday not so much. Nope, because you have to prepare for the work week, right? So you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to do laundry, and you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit that's sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That is surviving. Life is meant to be lived. not survived. You can do anything that you put your mind to. But the problem is you end up in this trap, this rinse, recycle trap. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, He loves me. He loves me a lot. And if He loves me so much, why would He put me on this earth to hate the very life that He blessed me with? Why would He want me crying every day and drinking to cope? Why would He want that for me if He loves me so much? He doesn't. And that's not why He put me here. He put me here for a very special reason. And He allowed me the opportunity to find it. An online business allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He put you here for a very special reason too. There is something very special about you too. Your life is worth more than bills. Your life is worth more than slaving away at a job to make someone else rich while you're counting pennies trying to make ends meet at home for you. Your life is worth more than that. But unfortunately, somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. Our light gets dim, and then it gets dark. And then we get to a point where we don't believe in ourselves. Maybe it was a toxic friend. Maybe it was a toxic relationship, toxic family, toxic job. Something happened, and whatever it was, it stole your light. And now you don't even believe that any of this that we're talking about this morning is possible for you. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. The ideas that we get, that inkling that tells us try this, post this, do this today, that's from God. That's from God. God would not plant a seed in an environment that cannot harvest it. In other words, He wouldn't even let it cross your mind if it's not something you could do. If you couldn't do it, it wouldn't even have crossed your mind. If you even thought about making content, that's because you can. If you even thought about selling your products, that's because you can. If you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear. Because that fear is stealing your dream life from you year after year. You can do this, ladies, but you gotta let go of fear. Okay? All right. No more fear. It's holding you back. Sales tip number 2. And for those of you guys who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business. Make sure you follow me so you do not lose me, because they do steal my videos. They make fake accounts and they turn around and message you. And if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, start double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share the live. YouTube thumbs up the live. The more we interact with this live, the more TikTok and YouTube will push this live out to more people, okay? Sales tip number 2, people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Good morning. Thank you, Lisa. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Thank you, Mrs. Vale. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy. If they don't know you, not gonna buy. And if they do not trust you, they're not gonna buy it. So how do we get people to like us? Okay. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, we said content is anything that you post. So stories, pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, anything that you upload is considered content. We're going to get people to like us through our content. And in order to do that, we have to be relatable and we have to be authentic. In other words, we have to be ourselves. Ladies, people connect with people through their emotions. So you trying to be perfect and paint this perfect picture of yourself is actually doing yourself a disservice because nobody can relate to that. The subscribers that you gain, the followers, the commenters, and the viewers, these are our community. And it is our community that's going to buy our products. So I need you to be yourself. And do not let fear take over and say, well, what if no one likes me? That's impossible. That is just outright impossible because there are 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. And I used to be fearful of that too. You guys, when you post your content, it goes everywhere. People all over the world are able to connect with people all from these apps. And I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm just telling you this so you realize how silly you sound when you say things like people won't like you. There is a whole world of people out here who need your help. You have the very solution to their problem and they need you. But you are depriving them of that solution because you won't get out your head and just post the videos. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Then all of you guys watching wouldn't have been able to hear this message and I wouldn't have been able to help any of y'all. But that's literally what you're doing to others. There's people all over the world that you're going to be able to help just because you post it. You guys, I have women inside of Glow Up Academy from all over the world. I'm in the US. There are women in there from Germany, Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados, France. I ain't been to none of them countries, but I was able to help them because I didn't let fear take over. I posted the content and I was myself. So please just be yourself and post the videos. Okay? Now we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it is the best way. How? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you, engage and interact, and it allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all hard-headed as hell, and you're gonna say, that's great, Jazz, but I don't wanna go live. And I'm gonna just say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not gonna convince you to do nothing. So if you don't wanna go live, don't. But I do wanna remind you that you also said that you didn't wanna go to work. That's what you said. You said you were fed up of living paycheck to paycheck and you wanted better for yourself. It amazes me how many people are willing to slave away at their job to make someone else rich, but they're not even willing to spend 30 minutes to build wealth for themselves. Make it make sense. And you see people, especially on TikTok, all day and all night selling their products. The internet does not sleep at all. So it doesn't even matter what time you go live. Just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I'm not against going live. I will do it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy ladies, my camera shy ladies, anyone who's struggling with any type of shyness, what I need you to understand is the only reason why you're shy is just because you don't have enough experience doing it. It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's just because you don't have any experience. Maybe you did it once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. Anything that you do over and over and over again, I promise you, you will get better at. I don't have to convince you of this because you have proven this to be true in your own life. You did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you consistently worked at it. You did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you consistently worked at it. You did not always know how to drive. Now you drive just fine. How? Because you consistently worked at it. You did not always know how to do your job. Now you do your job just fine. How? Because you consistently worked at it. We have been on this live for 104 minutes. And if you're still here, one thing I know about people, that's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. Otherwise, you would have dipped. So I need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. But you just have to do it consistently. Okay? All right. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? All right. There is a reason why I am telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently, is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but people work hard for their money. You work hard, I work hard, we all work hard. And if you want people to trust you with their hard-earned money, you are going to have to be trustworthy. You don't have a choice, which means you have to be consistent. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out and take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. So first what we got to do is remove the ego and the pride. Now, some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And there's nothing that anyone can teach you that you don't already know. Well, I'm not going to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. I'm not for you. Now, for those of y'all who can remove the ego and the pride and you recognize that there's always room for growth and improvement, I'm speaking to you. We're going to go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. And we have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Now ask yourself this. Is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this, be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I'm saying yet is because you have the power to fix it. So make it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so that when people go to your profile, they know what they can expect. A lot of you guys are still going to get off this live and make the choice not to. And then you're going to have the audacity to ask, well, why is nobody buying from me? Because you didn't fix the simple things I told you to fix. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of business. And that is the beauty of everything that we have talked about so far on this live. Anything, and I mean anything, that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix it. But you make the choice not to. I already know, and I have already accepted the fact that I am not the coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people are not really looking for solutions. No, Most people are out here just looking to complain and vent to anyone who is willing to listen. But the minute you present them with a solution to their problem, they don't want it because they don't really want to change their life. I'm not here for that shit. No. I am here to help the woman who actually wants to change her life. And in order for me to help you change your life, I got to tell you the truth. Because once I tell you the truth about you, now you can become aware of the patterns that you have. And now we can fix it. Anything that you want in your life that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix it, but you make the choice not to. See, for those of you guys who are live shy or camera shy, fix it. I already told you how. Just start going live consistently. Just start recording yourself consistently. But even though I gave you the very solution to your problem, most of you guys, as soon as I end this live, you're not going to do any of the things that I told you to do. You're going to hop into other lives and talk about how you camera shy, you don't know what to do because you refuse to fix it. You didn't really want a solution. You just wanted to vent. You just wanted to distract yourself. But you weren't looking for any solutions. If you are struggling with confidence or lack thereof, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then just start it. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then lose it. If you told yourself that you were going to post content, then post it. If you told yourself that you were going to work on your ebook, then work on it. But even though I gave you the very solution to build your confidence, as soon as I end this live, most of you aren't going to do anything with that information. You are still going to waste more time talking about the problem that you have instead of fixing it because you were never looking for solutions. You were just looking for a space where you could vent and complain. And I'm not here for that. Anything in your life that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix it, but you make the choice not to. Every day you have a choice. You can keep doing what you've been doing, or you can do something a little bit different to get you one step closer to the goals that you have. Unfortunately, most people aren't willing to do one thing different. See, a lot of people live in a trapped mindset. And you've been living in this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even recognize that you're living in a trapped mindset. And you have convinced yourself that there is absolutely nothing that you can do to fix your current situation. And what makes matters even worse is you hang around other people who are in a trapped mindset. Birds of a feather flock together. So it's just a whole bunch of trap-minded people talking about problems. It's like the blind leading the blind. That's really what's going on. But what if I told you you are not trapped? And you have the power to fix whatever is not going right. But in order to actually fix the problem that's not going right, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone. And most people aren't willing to do that. Even though that comfort zone that you are in is making you miserable. That comfort zone is keeping you broke. It is keeping you frustrated. It has you resenting people. It has you depressed and anxious, and it is slowly killing you. Because stress, believe it or not, is a silent killer. And most of you guys have been stressed for a very, very long time. And even though that comfort zone is doing all of those things to you every single day, most people do not even want to take a half an inch out and do something different just to get closer to the results that they want. I used to live in a trap mindset too. And I really convinced myself with my soul that I was trapped at that job. You can convince me otherwise. I really believed I was trapped there. I was never trapped at that job. You always have options. They may not be the options that you want right now, but you always have options. I had options too. But the options are going to require you to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone. See, I could have moved back home and quit my job. I had that option. But then I would have to move back home. Oh, God. I don't want to live with my mom. Oh, God, no. Even though it would have just been temporary until I found something else, I wasn't even willing to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that was keeping me miserable. It was depressing me. It was stressing me. I was drinking every single day. But I still preferred that over doing something a little bit different. I could have quit the 9-to-5 and just got some part-time jobs until I found another full-time job. So I could have got a job at Target, McDonald's. Shit, I used to work fast food. But then, oh God, I'll have to work weekends. No. I need weekends. What if I get a job at Walmart and they expect me to work Columbus Day? No, I can't work Columbus Day. No, that's where I draw the line. What? So I preferred to stay at a job that was making me miserable, depressing me, stressing me, making me cry every day, than to go and work a part-time job over weekends and holidays? Really? Yep. What if I get a part-time job and now I have to work more than 40 hours a week to make ends meet? No. I was never trapped at that job. But every day I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what wasn't fair. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my entire life forever, which was leave. I chose to stay in a comfort zone that was killing me slowly than to just take a half an inch out and do something a little bit different to get closer to what I truly wanted out of life. I was never trapped at that job, and you are not trapped in your life. You have options. You always have options. Some of you have convinced yourself that you can't fix your situation yet because you just need more information. And you really believe that if you just watch more TikTok lives, and if you just watch more YouTube videos, and if you just archive more posts, and if you just ask ChatGPT some more questions, then you will get more information, and then you can fix the problems later. But what if I told you you are not lacking information? Matter of fact, you have more information than you even know what to do with because you are on social media all day. You are not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the keyword of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who consistently talks about what she's going to do, but you don't do it. You are the woman who makes excuse after excuse as to why it won't work for her. You are the woman who talks about what she's going to do on Mondays and tomorrows and New Year's, and you never do it. You are the woman who continues to complain and vent and throw pity parties for herself and then just get up and get it done. That is you. And until you execute, nothing for you will change. You can go ahead and spend more money on courses. Some of y'all have bought course after course after course, and you still haven't gotten any of the results that you want because you refuse to change you. You want to blame everybody else. You want to blame everything else, but yet you have not blamed you. You are the common denominator in your own life, and you have more control than you believe. You continuously put people before you every single day, and it's not getting you anywhere. The dreams that you have for yourself have not been accomplished because you have yet to prioritize yourself in your own life. You're not even willing to take 20 minutes a day and sit down and do something for you. But you are willing to spend hours on social media, wasting precious, valuable time. You have the information and you are still not executing. And until you change that, nothing for you is going to change. There are things about you that do not align with the version of you want to become. I'm going to assume you want to be a confident woman. You want to finish what she starts. You want to put yourself first. You want to run your business. You want to post your content and not care what people think. I'm going to assume that's the version of you that you want to be. You want to be that woman who keeps the promises that she makes to herself, who knows how to cut people off without feeling guilty. That's the version of you want. However, until you change who you are, you're not going to become that version. See, that version of you is already within you. You are more than capable, but in order to become that version, you are going to have to let go of the excuses. That version of you that you want to become is buried under the excuses, the limiting beliefs, and the fear that you refuse to let go of. And you can continue to waste more and more and more time that you will not get back, but until you change you won't be that version. You will continue to be the version who watches from the sidelines, who hopes and prays and manifests, who makes more and more vision boards, and who continues to not be happy. You are going to have to change, ladies. You are holding yourself back. One thing I have noticed in society today is we have become extremely entitled. The entitlement level is at an all-time high. And what did I say? We tend to surround ourselves with people who think just like us. And if you're entitled, you are probably around other entitled ass people. And you have convinced yourself that you are entitled to time. You really believe deep down in your soul that you have all the time in the world to waste. You really believe that. And if you don't start today, you always have tomorrow. You really believe that. And if you don't start this year, you have time to start next year. Deep down in your soul, you have convinced yourself that you are entitled to time. But I'm confused as hell because the last time I checked, tomorrow is not guaranteed. How do you know that you'll be here in 6 months? Who told you that? How do you know you'll be here in 5 years? Who told you that? You don't have as much time as you think you do. And instead of you living every day that you are blessed with to the fullest, being happy, doing what brings you joy, running your own business, being around people who value you, you choose to waste it. You waste it on people who don't respect you. You waste it on social media that doesn't pour into you. You waste it on habits and distractions that break you. That's what you choose to do with your valuable, precious time? Time is moving quickly. You are getting older, not younger. And you will never be this age again. And believe it or not, time is your most valuable asset. Some of y'all don't want to believe that. Some of y'all think it's money. Some of you guys have really convinced that your most valuable asset is money. But I am here to tell you, no, it's not. It is not money. You could lose $500 today. Yeah, it would suck. Yeah, you would be pissed off. I'd be pissed off too. You might even cry. I know I would. But guess what? You can always go and make 500 more. Might take you a while, but you can make it again. But when you lose your time, you can't get that back. You can't recreate 2025. It is gone. It is over. And all of the time that you wasted is gone. It's over. Time is moving quickly. And I don't have to convince you of this. Just be honest. Ask yourself, how many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it is 7:40 a.m. Wow, I cannot believe it is March 1st, 2026. Wow, I cannot believe I am 35 years old. Insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And even though you see that, you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. That's got to change. And I'm going to repeat, you do not have as much time as you think. And one day, you will run out of time. One of the toughest reality pills I had to swallow in my own journey, this is tough, so brace yourself. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. So for those of you guys struggling financially, your finances, whether they're going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. When I heard that, my ego shattered. For the longest time, I thought the reason I was paycheck to paycheck was because I just didn't make enough money. And if I just made more, then all those problems I had would go away. Nope. The reason why I was paycheck to paycheck, the truth, I'm gonna tell you the truth, it's because I was living above my means. I was buying cars I couldn't afford. I was living in apartments I couldn't afford. It was my fault as to why I was so stressed out about money. And my mom and my grandma told me, don't buy that car. I didn't listen, because what do they know? Live and you learn. Now I know. Now, some of y'all might be saying, Jazz, I hear you, but I really don't live above my means. Times are hard. I can't even afford to be alive with these rent prices. How is that my fault? Okay, I hear you, but I'm going to repeat myself again. Your finances and the direction they're going in, whether great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Times have been hard, ladies. Am I lying? This didn't happen last week. Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. Let's just be real. But every day, you make the choice to do nothing about it. Because you could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok account last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say? Our viewers, our commenters, our subscribers, and our followers, the community that we build, those are the people who will buy our products. But every day, you make the choice not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to talk about what's not fair. You choose to talk about what you're not good at and what's not going to work for you. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. You're not even willing to set aside 20 minutes a day that you have to work on your business. And until you change that, nothing for you is going to change. Look, I'm not perfect at all. Not even close. And the version of me that y'all see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I had to make in my own life. I'm nothing like who I used to be. A complete 180. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for years upon years, I used to yo-yo diet. So that means I would lose 20, gain 30. Lose 50, gain 60. And I always had excuses as to why I couldn't keep the weight off. Oh, it's my thyroid. It's my metabolism. It's my genetics. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. It won't none of them things. The reason why I couldn't lose the weight and keep the weight off was because I refused to let go of my excuses, and I refused to put the fork down, and I refused to stay consistent. I was eating too much. That's the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Year after year, I would try to lose weight and I was never successful at it. So I decided to do something different. Let's take a half an inch out of the comfort zone and do something a little bit different. I decided to hire a personal trainer this go around. Not only did I lose 100 pounds, I've kept it off for 3 years. A lot of times we are around people who are just like us. Whether it's your family, your friends, your spouse, it doesn't matter. Birds of a feather flock together. And my entire family is obese. You know, my personal trainer was the one person in my life who actually lived a healthy lifestyle. And imagine after I got around him, I got healthy. He's still my personal trainer to this day. He actually eats healthy. He actually prioritizes his health. Can't make this up. I used to procrastinate. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. And later never showed up. Never showed up. I used to live in fear too. Used to be scary as hell. Used to work myself up over the worst case scenarios. Why do we do that? You notice the fear that you hold on to is not even stuff that actually happened. This is stuff that you have made up in your head and you have convinced yourself that's what will happen. Why do we always jump to worst case scenario? Why can't we ever think best case? Best case scenario, you post your content and people enjoy it and then they buy your products. Best case scenario, you keep the promise that you make to yourself. Now you feel good about yourself and now you have the confidence that you ain't never had. Why do we always go to worst case? You are working yourself up for something that hasn't even happened. And you do it every day. Why? I don't know. I used to be my worst bully to myself. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Let me ask you, how was I gonna run a successful business when I keep calling myself stupid? I wasn't. That had to change. Ladies, your internal world and the things you got going on in this pretty head of yours is always a reflection of your external. If you got chaos going on in your mindset, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I already know because you're chaos. Your car is probably cluttered. Your house is probably cluttered. You got stuff all over the place because you got chaos going on in here. If you are toxic to yourself and you're calling yourself names, I know for a fact you got people in your life who are toxic as hell and they disrespect you too. But they're just treating you how you treat yourself. Hello. The things that you have going on in your head is holding you back. Stop talking to yourself like you don't have no sense. Stop calling yourself stupid. It's not cute and it's not funny. If you wouldn't say it to a child, why the hell do you think it's okay to say it to you? It is not. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own life was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit my job, that problem would have just went away. No. Ladies, let me tell you this. Your problems do not just go away by themselves. If you don't fix them, they just get worse. All of my problems always got worse. My weight was getting worse. I wasn't maintaining. I was gradually getting heavier. My alcohol problem got worse. See, at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I'm at work. I gotta work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything is shut down. I had nothing but time to drink. So I took full advantage. See, I quit my job. I didn't really have much money saved. I had just bought a house. Hadn't even been in the house yet for a whole year, and I quit. I was getting fed up, had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this job. I'm out. Put in my 2-week notice. That was it. And I also believe God told me, Jazz, the time is now. It was like this idea that just wouldn't go away, like quit. So I just quit, just walked out. 2 weeks, that was it. And my plan was I was gonna live off of my stimulus for a few months and build my business, and then my business would take over from there. Now, granted, I don't have any kids. Okay, so my stimulus check was not that much. I had about $2,000 to my name, and that wasn't gonna get me far because my mortgage was $1,900. But I just couldn't do it anymore, and I said I'll just make it work. So I'm at home doing all the things that you're doing. Watching the TikTok videos and the lives and the YouTube videos, just trying to make it all make sense. Content creation, digital products, monetizations, platforms, algorithms. I told you the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I told myself, I lied to myself, and I was convincing myself that I was being productive and doing everything I could when in fact I wasn't. I was not posting content consistently. I was not going live because I was always drunk. But I had so much ego back then, and it was never my fault. It was always someone else's fault. It's never me, because Jasmine is perfect as is, right? There's no room for growth. There's no room for improvement because I am perfect the way I am. But nobody's buying my stuff. I'm not making sales, and my platforms aren't growing. And I'm getting pissed off because I'm running out of money. I'm getting stressed. I started blaming YouTube. It's not my fault, it's YouTube. YouTube doesn't like me. It's not my fault, it's Instagram. Instagram doesn't like me. How can I sell my products if they won't even push my content? In my mind, it had nothing to do with my inconsistencies. No, it's the algorithm. It's not me. I'm getting pissed off at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me the time was now. I quit and I'm running out of money. I already made a payment arrangement with my lights. My light bill was $700 and there was no more arrangements to be made. If I didn't pay the full amount on the date that we set, they're cutting them off. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I missed another, they were going to start foreclosing on a house I hadn't even been in yet for a whole year. I was stressed and I was pissed, but I did not want to admit to myself that I was the problem. Who wants to say that they're the reason why? My ego couldn't handle that. No, I didn't want to say to myself that I have a drinking problem. Oh God, I couldn't call myself an alcoholic. The embarrassment, the guilt, the shame. No. I couldn't sit with that. So I just continued to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because see, in my mind, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So if I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, I'm not an alcoholic because I'm not starting my day with alcohol. So I don't have anything to talk about. There's no problems. What? I can't make this up. The worst lies are the lies that you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. Eventually, you're going to hit a brick wall. And everything is just going to start crashing down. And God is going to force you to listen to Him. See, I believe God is within you. He's not outside of you. I have God within me. You have God within you. And notice we run into problems when we try to find God outside of us. I was trying to find God in alcohol. That's when you run into the problems. God is within you. Those ideas that you have, that's God talking to you, telling you to try this, post this, do this today. That gut feeling, that intuition that you get, that's God trying to warn you of something. But notice how we spend so much time trying to avoid listening to God. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because deep down, you know what you should be doing. But you choose not to. If that's not true, let me ask you, how many ideas did God give you last year in 2025 that you didn't even try? Exactly. If that's not true, let me ask you, how many times have you gone against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? We never want to listen to God. We say we do. It sounds good, but we don't. Because like I said, deep down inside, you know what you should be doing. You know what habits you should be letting go of. You know who you should cut off. You know what you should be doing. But you don't want to listen. But eventually, God is going to force you to listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed crying. And I was thinking to myself, they're about to take my house. I'm about to lose my house, God. My house. I don't know what to do. And God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years, which is true. I had been. He said the opportunity is literally right in front of you and you're wasting it. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are you going to fix it? Are you going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. I haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platforms finally started growing. I started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about myself. I started to say nice things to myself because I'm starting to really be proud of me. I started to tell myself I'm proud of myself. I'm amazing. I'm smart. Jazz, you're really doing this. That's how I'm talking to myself. I ain't never used to talk to myself like that. For the first time in my life, I started to have confidence in myself, all because I decided to change. See, what I didn't realize back then, and what a lot of people don't realize, ladies, listen to me. In order to get something, you have to give up something. In order to get something, you're going to have to give something up. You cannot have both. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. All because I decided to change. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60K a year to replace the job I had. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you can help me make $45K a year, I'll cut the cable off, I'll make it work. Just help me get out of this job, please. He gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1K YouTube subscribers, because I didn't even know 10 people. So I'm like, if I get 1,000 people to follow me on Instagram, shit. Girl, God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5K YouTube subscribers. I don't know. I was like, that'd be pretty cool. I'll take 5K. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for just a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying every day and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. I keep all of the promises I make to myself. I can't even remember the last time I cried. All because I decided to change. See, I always wanted to be this version of me. This version of me, I show up confidently. I'm building my business. I don't care what people think. I know how to put myself first and not feel guilty about it. I cut people off who disrespect me. I don't think twice about it. I prioritize myself in my own life, and I truly love myself. And I make sure that my day is filled with things that make me happy. Whether that's weightlifting, taking my steps, running my business the way I like, doing things that bring me peace and joy. But I couldn't become this version until I changed who I was, because the version of me I was back then wasn't aligned with this. See, I was already within there, but I was buried under the fear, the excuses, and the procrastination. And until I changed who I was not going to become this version. See, we delay our own blessings. That is the truth. You have already told God what you want. He heard you loud and clear. You have been praying and praying and praying. He heard you, and he is ready to give you every single thing that you asked for. He is ready to give you all of the blessings on a silver platter. But the problem is, he gives us free will. So in other words, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. If you want to waste 5 years, he'll let you. If you want to waste 10 years, he'll let you. Some people never get their blessings because they refuse to change. Because God is not going to give you your blessings until you listen, until you become obedient, until you change. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. He tells you every day, but you make the choice not to. And until you change, he will not give it to you. And yeah, maybe change is hard. Maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every single day because you are unhappy right now is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Dragging yourself to a job that you absolutely hate is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul that you are worth more than what you're living and you're not living it is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I've lived both hards. But I will always choose this hard. Because at least this hard comes with peace. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with income. You are going to have to take a half an inch out your comfort zone and do something a little bit different today, because that comfort zone is draining you. I don't have to convince you of that. Just ask yourself, are you happy? The comfort zone that you're in, is it bringing you peace? Is it paying your bills on time? Or is it depressing you? Is it making you anxious? Is it keeping you frustrated and resentment? Just ask yourself and be honest. Because if it's not, then why do you still continue to choose to do the very thing that is killing you, You guys, stress is a silent killer. Some of you can't even sleep at night. Your blood pressure is all raised. Why do you do that to yourself? You know where that gets you. It's not getting you anywhere. Take a half an inch out and do something a little bit different so that you can finally get the results that you've always wanted. You are going to have to change who you are, or nothing for you will change. And I keep telling you, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God wouldn't give you ideas that you weren't capable of doing. If you even thought about creating content, that's because you can. If you ever thought about selling a product, that's because you can. If you ever thought about starting a business, that's because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to change. For those of you guys who want to change, and I want to help you, but I can only help people who want it. I can't help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if you're not 1000% happy and you want to change it, then I want to help you. Inside Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to start your online business. Whatever you want to do, it's in there. Maybe you want to monetize your content, so get paid for views, like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. All of my platforms are monetized. It's in there. Maybe you do want to sell a digital product like an ebook, or maybe you want to do an e-course, or maybe you want to do a private community. Fine, I've made thousands off of private communities. I'll teach you. It's in there. Maybe you want to sell on live, like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Every single thing that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to start your online business, most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to build yourself. Ladies, inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence together. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency together. Inside Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline and your accountability together. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to create your non-negotiables together so that you can finally start prioritizing yourself for once in your life. Glow Up Academy is not just a space where you learn how to run a business. It's the space where you learn how to become who you are, so that not only do you start, you keep going. Before I let you join Glow Up Academy, there's a couple of things. Number one, I only let 10 people join at a time. Because believe it or not everybody has the same journey. Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience, no product. Some people have a million ideas, but you gotta log in on one. So you listening to all the ideas God gave you, but I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes. And so you're spreading yourself too thin. You're trying to build 10 businesses at once, and that's why they're not up off the ground. Together, you and I are going to pick your most favorite one, and we're gonna grow that. And then once that one is flourishing, then we'll reach back into the pile and pull out another. Some of you guys have no clue what you wanna do, and that's fine. You and I will figure it out together. And some of you guys don't necessarily want to start a business right now. Maybe you're trying to lose weight. Maybe you want to get back into school. Maybe you have other goals that you want to work on. Fine, we'll work on them together. We'll create a plan just for you, okay? No matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. I have just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me. Because once you join, I like to sit down and talk to you and figure out what's going on and figure out how we can get you to your goals without you feeling overwhelmed, okay? So I want to make sure I'm able to pour into you the way that you deserve. So that's why I cap it at 10. And then once 10 join, I take the link down until I'm ready to accept more members. Something else, I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes because I told you guys I only wanna help people who want it. I'm not here to convince you and I'm not here to force you. The woman who knows that she needs to change, that's who I'm here to help. She may not know how to change, that's where I come in, but she knows she wants it. And as long as I know you want it, I know for a fact I can help you, okay? So when I start the timer, just move, don't overthink. Deep down inside, you already know what you wanna do. And you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. Otherwise, you would have left. So stop overthinking and stop procrastinating and just take the small step to get you closer to where you want to be in life. Okay? Also, to Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside forever. Sometimes life lifes and you may be going through things, but you never have to worry about losing access because once you're in, you're inside forever. So you will always have access to our coaching calls. You will always have access to ask me any questions that you have. You always have access to ask for feedback or for me to review your products, whatever it is. Okay, I'm always inside of there. I'm there every single day responding to my students. Okay, so you're always in. Now, because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, I sell it for $597 and you're in forever. However, because you sat on this live, you asked questions, you took notes, and most importantly, you promised you were going to execute, I am going to take the price down, and the price will stay down for 10 minutes. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up, but once that timer goes off, it's back at $597. And women do join at $597, okay? So don't overthink. Don't second guess. Just move, all right? Okay. I'm gonna show you guys how to join and then I'm gonna set the timer. TikTok, I'm gonna show you guys first. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so just kind of hang tight. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, hold on. Okay. You're going to, I see you guys joining, just hang tight 1 second. You guys are gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You can come to my profile. Now, TikTok number 1, the one that says turn your phone into an ATM, y'all are on my main account, so it doesn't look like this. However, the link is still the same, okay? You're gonna click on this link right here that says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. And it's already marked down to $249 from $597. It'll stay $249 for 10 minutes. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You guys, the email that you put in, that's where everything is being sent to. So please quadruple check that. Sometimes the autocorrect gets you and it misspells some things. So please quadruple check that. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up and then click this blue button right here that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds, you will be receiving that very first email from Stan. The second email is coming from me. It'll say Jasmine Spencer. I am Jasmine Spencer. That second email has a yellow button for you to click. It says Join Now. When you click on that, you'll have full access inside of Glow Up Academy. I need you to confirm to me that you received your emails, okay? Because I don't know what your email is supposed to be. So I don't know if it was misspelled. If it was misspelled, just let me know you didn't get it, and that's fine. We'll fix it right here on live, okay? So please do not leave my live until you confirm that you received everything. And I see some of you guys have joined, but I ain't seen not one person say they got everything. Please don't do that, because I like to know you are where you're supposed to be, because as soon as I get off of here, I hop right inside and I start talking to you. So please make sure you actually got everything. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you have to leave my live and come to my YouTube channel. And you're gonna click on this link right here that says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Same thing, it's marked down to $249, lifetime access. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address, please. You can use Afterpay or Klarna and then click on this blue button that says Start My Glow Up, okay? All right, Once you guys are inside, let me pull it up for you. There is an inbox icon. There's an inbox icon. Once I get off of here, I hop right inside and I start talking to you. I want to know what you're struggling with. What have you tried? What have you not tried? All of the things that are holding you back, because we're going to fix it together, one day at a time. I'm going to be sending you a message. Please make sure you respond. Do not leave me on red, because I can't help you change if I don't know what needs changing. Even if you can't respond right now, maybe you have things to do with your family, that's fine. But I need you to promise me that before you go to bed tonight, that you are going to respond so we can start executing together. So there's an inbox icon. I respond to all of my students. Please make sure you respond to my message so we can start executing. Too much time has been wasted. Let's not waste another day. Okay? Okay. All right, I'm gonna set our timer now. You guys, I haven't seen not one person tell me that they got everything. Y'all know how we roll, because some of y'all are not new to my live. Y'all been watching. So I don't know why y'all joined and dipped. Casey, can you please confirm that you received your email, please? Please, please, please. Crystal, please confirm that you received your email, please. I'm not sure what live you guys are on. I got 3 lives going. I know she came from YouTube. I think she did tell me she got her email. Jackie. Yeah, Jackie came from YouTube. Okay. I'm waiting on Crystal, Casey, and RTJ. I'm waiting on you guys. Please confirm that you received your emails. Yes, absolutely. TikTok. Let me go back. You're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You're gonna come to my profile and you're gonna click this link right here that says stand.store, okay? And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. It's $249, lifetime access. Scroll down, enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click on Start My Glow Up, okay? And within 30 seconds, you should be receiving that very first email. Somebody asked earlier, am I a life coach? Yes, I am more of a life coach than a business coach, because honestly, you guys, I can give you all the business strategies you want. I can give you all the business strategies that I use, but at the end of the day, if we don't fix what's going on in here, it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. I could tell you what emails to send to your customers. I could tell you what to price your products at. But if you don't even believe that you're worth selling a product for $4.99 or $9.99 or whatever the price is, you're not gonna own it. You are not gonna own it. Some of you guys are reselling courses and you don't even believe that you're worth the price. So this is deeper than business coaching. This is deeper than business coaching. All of the templates, everything I use is inside, but I spend way more time helping you work on your confidence and your consistency than I do with anything else, with all of the students that I have. Yes, I have coached over 300 women, and 95% of them, we worked way more on their confidence, we worked way more on their discipline and their consistency than any TikTok strategy. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. But once we locked in and we fixed those things, everything else just jumped. They started making sales on TikTok. Their YouTube started monetizing. I can't make this up. Most people where they're at right now aren't necessarily needing business coaching. They're needing discipline coaching. They're needing self-prioritization coaching. They are needing confidence coaching. Because once you have those things, once you truly believe in yourself, all that other stuff is easy. It happens overnight. It becomes night and day because we fixed what was going on in here. You removed the people who were toxic. You let go of people who aren't respecting you. You stop talking negatively to yourself. That's the core of what I do. Like I said, all the business stuff is inside. But most of my students who join, we spend way more time working on their discipline and their consistency than we do anything else. And then once we lock in on those things, the sales come rolling in. Why? Because we fixed what was going on up here. Some of you guys, you don't want to fix what's going on up here. You don't believe you have a problem. You believe you just don't know what you need to know to sell something. Nope. Because sales is easy. I get on here, I sell effortlessly. Because I already am confident. I am already disciplined. I am already consistent. So posting, making my videos, going live, that's light work for me. Why? Because I already fixed my mindset. That's why. That's why I said earlier, sales is not hard. It's really not. But if you don't believe that you're worthy of selling something, well, then that's what's going to make it hard. And that's why we got to fix you. That's why we got to fix you. Okay? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Make sure you join. Like, look, let's make sure that you actually entered for me, please. Let me see if I see you. Okay, I see Chrissy joined. I'm waiting on Jackie to join. Y'all, please don't leave my live until you confirm that you received everything you were supposed to get. Let me show you guys how to join one last time. We have a few minutes left. TikTok, click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Come to my profile and then click where it says stand.store. Okay, I'll take you right to where you need to be. YouTube, you guys have to leave my live. Come to my YouTube channel and then click on this link right here that says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Okay? Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name. Quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna and then click this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Okay? We have a few more minutes. And like I said, once I get off of this live, so in 3 minutes, I'm going to hop in and start talking to you guys. So please make sure you respond to my message. Okay. Yes, Jackie, I see you. You are inside. So you are good to go. Just give me a few minutes. And for those of you guys who are on the fence, one thing I'm not going to do is try to convince you of anything. But I do know this. Once I end this live, my voice does slowly start to fade. And everything that we talked about becomes a distant memory. And you go right back to what you've been doing, which is watching from the sidelines. You can watch all the videos. But if you refuse to commit to yourself, whether it's 20 minutes a day, 10 hours a day, I don't give a damn. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We first have to get you to see that you have to put yourself first in your life. Whether that's on your lunch break, whether that's you sitting in your car while your kids are in their extracurriculars. It doesn't matter when you do it, but you got to do it. And you have way more time than you think you do. I don't accept that. I don't accept that you don't have time. I don't accept it. Because people are on social media all day. People look at their phone before they even go to the bathroom first thing in the morning. People spend more time on their phone than they go to church. People are literally sitting at the dinner table scrolling on Instagram. So in today's day, I do not accept that you don't have time. I refuse to believe it. You may not have as much time as someone else. Maybe you do work 2 jobs. Maybe you do. But you still have time. Because I'm going to be honest, and I say this every live, because that's how real it is. If you had time to sit here and watch this live, because I'm on live for about 3 hours, then you have 20 minutes to work on something for yourself. So I will not give you that excuse. Absolutely not. And most people, like I said, they don't want the truth. And I said that up front. And that's okay. You know, some people are not there yet. That's our timer. Hold on. S. Reed, can you check your email for me? I'm still waiting on Chrissy. S. Reed, can you check your email for me? And I'm waiting on Chrissy. You guys, Chrissy, I'm not sure if she's still on here. Some of y'all been tuning in, so y'all already know how we roll. Please don't leave my live until you confirm that you received everything, okay? Even if I'm talking to some of y'all join while I'm, talking or whatever. I see the comments. So even if I don't say anything, I took a mental note. And so when I get to the end, I can confirm, okay? So please don't do that. Please just let me know you got everything. I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes. I'm still waiting on 2 people to confirm before I get up off of here. Do you guys have any questions for me? Make sure y'all follow me so you do not lose me, because they do steal my videos. And then they're gonna make fake accounts and they're gonna turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all. They're coming for you. I can't make this up. My sister-in-law told me there's another account that they done. She's like, is this you? I was like, girl, you know that's not me. I don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it, okay? S. Reed. Lego. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm so excited. I love my afternoon walks. It's getting to be spring, you guys. The sun is out. Move your body, get them steps in. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. Okay, Shayna's in. I'm not sure which live Shayna's from, but I see you are in. Chrissy. I'm waiting on you, babe. Chrissy. And ask yourself, what are you going to do today that's exciting for you? What are you going to do today that's exciting for you? Something that you look forward to. I don't care how big or how small. I look forward to my walks. I love my walks. And I wasn't always a walker. I always weightlift. That's my thing. But I just got into, getting my steps in, I would say like 6 months now. I've been really big on getting my steps in too. I love my walks. Teresa, can you check your email for me? So that's something I look forward to every day, my steps. That's like my ritual. And one thing I do to make it fun, I talk about this on my weight loss and fitness channel on YouTube. Thank you. Perfect. Are you Teresa? Confirm that you received everything. Okay. One thing I do to make sure I stay active with exercise is I always get new sets. I love me a matching set. So every other week I'll buy a new sports bra or I'll buy a new pair of workout pants, something, right? So that keeps it exciting. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wear pink today. Oh, I'm gonna wear blue today. So it keeps it exciting. I'll try new recipes. Like these are things that I do to make working out fun and exciting, because when you do the same thing every day, it can get a little boring. So you gotta spice it up. And then when you start spicing it up, I might change my route. Now I'll walk to the mall. There's a mall like 5 miles from my house. I'll walk there. You spice things up, make it a little different. And then it starts to become exciting again. Okay? So you should have things in your day that you look forward to. And it don't always have to cost money. I just said I look forward to my walks. That's free. Perfect. Thank you, Teresa. The walks are free. So that's something I look forward to every day. And I also look forward to making content every day. So that's why I keep telling y'all, choose something that you love to do. Because when you start having things in your day that you look forward to, that's where the real happiness comes in. And the reason why so many people struggle with not being happy and being depressed is because nothing in your day consisted of anything that you looked forward to. That's the problem. But it doesn't have to stay that way, okay? Okay. All right, everybody is in, so we are good to go there. For everyone who joined, I'm hopping inside now. You'll be getting a message from me in the next 5 minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, that was a choice, but fine. Please make sure you do something for yourself today, okay? All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this beautiful Sunday. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys later, okay?